We heard a short time ago, Rod.
Yeah, Devin, this was supposed to go from noon until 2 p.m. Take a look behind me here. They are still lining the streets. They are still blaring the horns, many with signs saying that essentially liberty and the governor's executive order have little to do with each other. Horns blared as many draped themselves in the flag. Others waved flags from the roofs of their vehicles. There were boat trailers and business vehicles. The drone video from the Conservative Coalition, which organized this rally, shows a traffic jam like few here have seen at the Capitol. Organizer Matt Seeley wanted the governor to know
this is government overreach on steroids, and we got to get back to just following the Bill of Rights, and people need to understand that an executive order is not the law.
Tracy.
Hey, Shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Rachach Wadash, the honors the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to you sincere brothers out there pushing the truth across the four corners of the earth. I'm the brother Shaman from Great Millstone, St. Louis, over here in Missouri. This particular protest, this is out of Michigan. And one of the things the apostle was going into earlier was about how a lot of the Bible Belt, in the Midwestern states, it's going to be a lot of protests because, this shutdown is shutting down a lot of these people's small businesses and family businesses, and you got a lot of people who are pissed off, all right, because their form of lifestyle, in being out here, next to the country and next to the woods, is basically a little more self-sufficient, a little more open. And you got these wicked-ass Edomites trying to, which, they're all in the same family, but they're divided. They're divided, and, they're not going to take, like the apostles going into, they're not going to take the chip as well. All right, a lot of them are definitely not going to take the vaccine as well. Okay, because hell, I work with a lot of them, and a lot of them, they said, man, fuck that, man. This ain't no this coronavirus. This ain't no real thing. This is some bullshit. I had Edomites tell me that. So a lot of them, they're connected to that white right wing crowd that strong Edomite spirit of staying in rulership, staying in power, bringing things back to what they were, and that's why they rallied behind Trump with the whole "Make America Great Again" shit, right? Because for them, in their mind, what he said was, look, we need to put these niggas and everybody else back in check again, all right? And that's ultimately why he's probably going to be reelected if we even have elections. We'll see about that. But let's get into the scriptures, all right? Because this has been pretty much the script for this year and a large part of last year. 2nd Esdras 15. Okay, it said, yep, Salakia 15 to 16. Said what? For there shall be sedition among men, and the sedition hasn't started fully, even though in a lot of spots you do have Jake going over to the wealthy homes, going over to the suburbs, and causing up shit like in L.A. or in New York, because a lot of these wealthier Edomites, they're still just getting packages, they're still using Amazon, and they're still doing all that shit. And then meanwhile, you got Jake, who they still gotta work, despite all the shit that's going on. No lack of tissue, lack of food, maybe a lack of water. They still gotta work. All right, and Jake is getting pissed off and riled up, man. It says, they shall not regard their kings nor princes in the course of their actions, shall stand in their power, right? And basically, that means that they're gonna stand in their power. They're gonna gang up, right? They're gonna circle their wagons, so to speak. Right? They're gonna say fuck the government, fuck them. Yeah, we voted them to be in there, but fuck them anyway. We're gonna do what we want to do, and that's just an example of we saw at this protest. All right, and it's gonna be a lot of protesters like this, man. In this fucking lockdown, we want to go back to our normal lives. All right, so whether we're gonna go back because the government, they just gave out this money, so a lot of people, they're kind of quiet because that money kind of put them to sleep. Let's see, where is that at? That's like it. And the scriptures tell you about that. Ecclesiastes 7:7. It says, surely oppression maketh the wise man mad. And these Edomites, they've been oppressed for a couple of weeks and they're already pissed off, showing that, that's why the scriptures say the children of this world are wiser than the children of light, because a lot of these Edomites, they got sense. They know what's about to happen. They know what's coming down the hatch. All right, that stimulus money that people are getting and people are receiving, all of that is just a little gift, just to kind of shut people up and to kind of, especially if they got kids, people with kids, they got a little bonus along with the stimulus check. So they really kind of like, okay, this isn't so bad. I could just chill in the house, it's all good. All right? And a gift destroyeth the heart. Yeah, a lot of the people, especially Jake, because a lot of Jake, got laid off. You know how that go. We the last hired, first fired, and they got the check, and they just chilling, sitting back. But yeah, I can buy me a little couple of dollars of weed, sit up and chill in the house, and they probably think, yeah, shit, they probably gonna send another check too. It's all good, yeah, but it's not all good. All right, and that's the spirit, because the next verse is what? Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. Yeah, better is this kingdom at the end and the beginning. And the patient in spirit is better than the proud. And that's who we are, Lord willing, the patient of the spirit. Because we're waiting and waiting and waiting for, all of this shit to go down. Waiting for the words. We're waiting so we can read off these different prophecies that have yet to happen. And the major one, again, of course, is the mark of the beast. All right? And hey, another thing too, man, the scriptures talk about money is a defense, and the scripture also tell you that wisdom is a defense. All right, so if once you do get that money, use it wisely. Maybe whatever is on you, to whether you want to buy. So I'll just say this, man, don't splurge it. Don't splurge it, because that's gonna help you coming up. That's because what you do is I've fucked off money before because I wasn't wise, but once you do get money like that, what you do is you just let it sit there. You let it sit there. You don't touch it, and then you think on it. Okay, maybe I can knock off this or knock off that, or I gotta finish paying off this car. Maybe I can, or something along those lines, or hell, maybe I could use a couple of extra waters, or okay, maybe I can give me some silver. That's a pretty good investment too. Silver's an excellent investment. So money is a defense, man. This man, he put that money out. Now you kind of, maybe you was down, and you kind of got that little come up. So now you really gotta make it happen. You really gotta don't fuck it up, is what I'm trying to say. All right, whatever the spirit has you do with it. All right, but back to this. Because if they change the currency system and they change it to where they go into whatever idea they want to go into, they could easily make cash and the money system obsolete. Especially with the whole mark of the beast thing is about, as has already been explained, them creating a system to where the just like on your phone, right? You want to you buy a game, you buy whatever game it is, the game is gonna have a certain currency. Pay $5, you get 20,000 rubies. Pay $10, you get 50,000. And so it motivates you to use your real money, which we know is fiat currency, but just for the sake of saying, you use your real money to buy this fake ass game money, in which you can spend money in that particular game. All right, going back to real life, if what they hope to do is create a system in where they create the value of everything. They own the value of it. They control you, what you do. Basically, you're a robot. You're a robot in the system. Okay, and you wanna kind of get a closer in depth on it. Watch the Black Mirror. Watch a lot of these movies, which showed you another old school one, The Fortress 2, with Christopher Lambert. They put a chip in him, and the chip lines up with his neural. Basically, whatever he sees, they can see through his chip. I'll put it like that. His optic nerves and his nerves in his body is what the chip is able to synchronize to. All right, now, whether that's really true or all the small details, I can't tell you right now. But we do know, if you take that, for whatever currency, for whatever reason, for in whatever situation, even I'm gonna just take this because they were just gonna kill me anyway. So, the Most High can have mercy. No, He's not gonna have mercy. You take the chip, that's it. All right. But back to this, just something quick. Hey, because this kind of spirit, I can see it, dealing with these Edomites. They're not going for it. They're not going for it. They're not even going for the fact that this whole virus shit is popping off. They're not going for this shit. All right. A lot of these Edomites, they want to be the reason they live out here in the middle of nowhere is because they want to be self-sufficient. All right. They don't want to be told what the fuck to do and how to do it.
Boss of White Cloud drove 2 hours to be here.
We want to end tyranny. We're tired of hearing the fear. We understand, we're sympathetic to people that do catch the virus and will have the virus, but it should not stop the economy. It should not stop people's lives from going forward.
Donna Coeur of St. Clair employs 300 people, had to lay some of them off, and is deeply concerned about Michigan business.
We're afraid that another 2 or 3 more weeks is going to be devastating, and a lot of good people are going to be put out on the streets because their businesses are going to.
Oh yeah, it is going to be devastating. It's going to be real devastating. It's already devastating, all right? Because even before this whole thing, you already had downward slope of things going on. You had a lot of the production plants. They weren't paying the workers what they wanted. All right, that grinding has ceased. All right, especially now where people they could just come out. Okay, you got the coronavirus. Okay, it's 200 cases of coronavirus here. Now you got to, with the meat plants. Now they got to close the meat plants. All right, because and wait till they come out with the whole storyline. Salaki, wait till they come out to the whole storyline. Well, some of this meat might be tainted with the coronavirus, so you got to stop eating it. They might come with that angle. All right. Hey, the farmers, they're trying to shut down a lot of these farmers' operations, and they just got hit last year, and they're probably about to get hit again this year with more storms and more flooding. So, hey, this is gonna push a lot of these Edomites to the brink where they're gonna start. They're gonna come down, man, and they're gonna want to go to war, especially when Trump starts to make more strong comments. Because right now he's kind of been humble, for him. He's been, but then, we saw that flash where he said, well, look, we're the federal government. You got to do what we say. A lot of these Edomites said, yeah, okay. And I got my gun and my land. Hey, and it's funny because the federal government is the one who gave him that shit, these Edomites that shit in the first place, and helped them, take Gad and Reuben and the different northern kingdom off this land in the first place. So the kingdom is divided too. right? So it's a whole bunch of scriptures being hit simultaneously, and that's the Spirit of the Lord. Okay, and I just want to end it off with this one, because this is a spiritual, man. It said, why everyone's suddenly baking bread. Yeah, because people in the house, you know, and we know in the spiritual sense, because bread in the Hebrew is what lacham, that bread. All right, this is John 6:48, and this is why this is so important, because you know this verse in this book has been so watered down. It said, "I am that bread of life. Your fathers did eat manna in the wilderness and are dead. This is the bread which cometh." Yeah, they ate, but then they died off. This is the bread that cometh down from heaven, that a man may eat thereof and not die. And you guys say, what? Not die? I am the living bread which came down from heaven. If any man eat of this bread, he shall live forever. And the bread that I will give is my flesh, which I will give for the life of the world. Right? And he said, the Jews therefore strove against themselves, saying, how can this man give us his flesh to eat? Then Yahushua said unto them, verily, verily, I say unto you, except ye eat the flesh of the Son of Man and drink his blood, ye have no life in you. And that's exactly what's going on. And these people, they didn't really accept the Lord and all his truthfulness, right? And his hair like wool, his feet like burnt brass. They didn't accept that. Okay, they accepted Esau's version of who they try to say so-called Jesus is, which we know him as Yahushua. They didn't accept, you know, the real bread. They didn't accept him in the volume of the book, and that's why they're going to lose their lives. All right, and even if the men of the Lord who have accepted it, even if we do lose our lives, we're still going to live forever. All right, because the Spirit ultimately is what never dies. And that's what is going to carry us through these situations, man. Our spirit, keeping your spirit up, keeping your spirit going, understanding that all these things have to happen for our kingdom to be able to come. All right. Call hello Yahweh Yahweh Shai, and this, may this place continue to fall above all.